hey, I'm out here on this beautiful day and I want to talk about red flags. What is a red flag? How do you avoid relationships with red flags? Like, what is the key? Why do I keep attracting toxic people? So I'm also going to be talking about a new client that I have too in our conversation this week, and the steps that we're taking to heal her from a toxic relationship that she's been in. So, you know, the key to understanding red flags, there are signs that mean that your relationship is headed in an unhealthy direction. And one of the key things to understand about, and again, there are so many red flags. I mean, I think I just posted an article that had 27 red flags. I mean, we could just name them all: jealousy, insecurity, hiding, secretiveness, all this stuff. But really, the key to understanding red flags is to know yourself, is to be really crystal clear in your identity and what your boundaries are and what you are willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. And then you've got to communicate those boundaries. So one of the biggest red flags that I tell people is to watch out for someone whose words and actions don't align. If you see someone talking about, oh, they love spending time with their kids, and you notice like they've seen their kids like once in 6 weeks, something's not jiving there. If their words and their actions don't align, then there's something truly wrong. And oftentimes the issue is that we minimize the red flags because we have fallen in love with the potential of what we want that partner to be, or what we fantasize they could be. So it's really key that you pay really close attention to what people are saying and to what a potential partner is saying and doing, versus rationalizing out what you want to happen. So let me give you an example. For example, the client that it's a new client that I was working with earlier this week, and so we're working on getting back her self-esteem. She's had kind of a series of toxic relationships, and this recent one, the partner was telling her, I'm not ready, I'm emotionally not ready to commit to a committed relationship. But she ignored that, and she continued kind of building up in her mind because she was very much in love with the potential of who he could be. He was a great dad, and also very, the love language, acts of service was a big thing for her. So because of that, she was in love with the potential of what he could be. Oh, he's gonna make a great dad. He's really committed to me. He spends time with me. He does things for me, rather than what he was saying, which is, I'm not ready. So oftentimes the red flags are there, and we are rationalizing them away, or we're minimizing them when we see them. And so it's really important that you know who you are, and I mean from the deepest core, and that you're okay with other people not being happy with that. When you've accepted yourself, and if like other people don't like it, fuck you, I don't really give a shit, I am who I am, like it or leave it. That's when you've attained this higher level of healing, and you're not afraid to be yourself, and you're not afraid to ask for what you want, ask for what you need, and speak up for yourself. And so you've got to clearly communicate your boundaries and understand that when someone pushes those boundaries, that is a huge red flag, right? If you clearly say, oh, I have a good example of this. This is a very specific example. This client, he said he was dating this woman. Luckily, he found me, and we cured him of this, but he tended to attract women who push the boundaries, and again, this is the thing. It's not that, like, for example, me, like, I won't attract crazy guys or loser guys or whatever. It's just that I see it very immediately and cut it off very immediately, and I see those red flags and it's like gone and done. Whereas this guy had clearly communicated, look, I'm not going to text you this week because I'm really super busy at work. So, and so she was texting and texting and texting and texting. And I was like, there's your red flag. She violated your boundaries. You clearly stated that you didn't want to communicate via text this week, and she did it anyway. So, and to go on, like she even actually showed up at his house too. So there's your red flag. So the key to curing this is to understand who you are, to heal those abandonment wounds, those rejection wounds, that lack of self-esteem and lack of self-confidence that keeps you from speaking up for yourself, from advocating for your boundaries, and for following through with the boundaries. Most people don't follow through because they're afraid someone might get mad at them, or they feel guilty, or too bad, so sad, right? You know, if someone violates our boundaries, we have to be willing to have people be mad at us. We have to be willing to put our needs above that. Our needs matter. We matter. What we want and desire and needs matters. And every time you break your promise and every time you allow someone to violate your boundaries, you're telling yourself, I don't matter. My needs don't matter. I'm not worthy. So that's why it's important. So what was the step we did with that new client? Well, we have a self-care plan. And so it's prioritizing what exactly, makes her feel free and light and grounded, and letting go of the things that don't serve her, and clearly communicating those boundaries and delegating things that she can't do, and keeping promises to herself. And saying, you know what, my needs matter. And if I need to do this, I'm going to do it because I matter too. So that's really the key, is healing that inner child, reparenting that abandonment wound by using specific actionable steps and then following through with it. So we're going to be talking more about like exactly what steps, tangible steps to take so that you can heal from divorce, so that you can stop all the second guessing and find a trustworthy, fun partner who lights you up and your kids adore. So join us next week. It's a free interactive workshop. So if you haven't registered, I'm going to put the link below, and I want to see you live next week. All right. Bye.